Hi Darren, got to be happy with a Brisbane Classico win at the weekend.
Yeah, the boys performed really well from start to finish. We went out there with a game plan. It was a bit of an unknown. A lot of the boys haven't played at 3 in the afternoon for a while, so we just wanted to go out there in the first half and just judge things. So I think we contained them well, but we certainly came into our own in the second half.
I was going to say, yeah, look, the first half they sort of came out guns a-blazing, as probably you would expect, home game, probably a little bit of emotions running there, obviously after the floods, etc. But obviously you got the goal late in the half, and that kind of probably kicked on a little bit in the second half. Definitely looked like you dominated a lot more.
Yeah, I agree. Even though they had a couple of good chances in the first half, I always felt comfortable, and that the boys were containing them in the main. We knew how they were going to play. I thought defensively we got it right. In the second half we stepped it up. We had a little bit more in the tank, I suppose, and I think we pinned them in there for long periods. There was back-to-back corners, and we were pressing the ball a lot higher. So the second half, I think we took control.
The Roar this Friday night, obviously back from a 3 p.m. kickoff to an 8:30 kickoff. A bit of a change.
Yeah. Again, one of those results from last year where they came here on our home turf and beat us. So it was not a season-defining game last year, but it certainly, didn't help. So that's still fresh in a lot of the boys' minds. So we'll certainly be prepared and ready to go.
They've got a number of players you're no doubt familiar with, and who've probably stepped up and played A-League as well. Is that something you're going to have to look at to try and contain?
Not really. I think we'll certainly have a chat about them. But at the moment where we are, this time of the season, we're just focusing on us. I think the results are showing that once we click and go about our business and focus on what we're doing, then we're a very strong outfit. So there's no doubt they've got players that will hurt, and we have to keep an eye on them. But certainly our focus is on our playing style, both attacking patterns and defensive patterns. It was a really strong defensive performance on the weekend, which was really pleasing. So things are moving in the right direction for sure.
We had Huss on earlier in the week. He's obviously going to be familiar with some of those boys as well from that team.
Yeah. We've got a couple of ex-Raw boys. And no doubt that come Friday night, there'll be some good-natured ribbing. However, I have no doubt that our boys are very, very keen to match up with the Raw.
Must have been pleasing to keep a clean sheet. Obviously, previous games have seen a few goals go in, but that's dwindled now over the last couple of performances. Happy with that?
Yeah, I know. I said after the game on the weekend that there was a resoluteness there that, we have conceded a few goals, and periods of the game where, we get a little bit sloppy, but there was no sign of that whatsoever on the weekend. And if we're to win the league, which is certainly our goal, we need back-to-back games like that in that defence. So, because we know we can score goals, absolutely we can score goals. From all over the park. Everyone's chipping in at the moment, so improving that defensive record is just going to make it more daunting for other teams as well.
Is that a case that the defence has now started to gel a lot more? There's a better understanding there?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I think when we look back at the footage, ultimately, there's been a couple of goals where you just take your hat off and go, well done. But by and large, it's individual choices. And normally it's compounded by another individual choice. So there wasn't any kind of sign of that on the weekend. Maybe it was a turning point where, it's a record that we're really proud of, defensive record. So we've still got work to do to improve it, there's no doubt.
What's pleasing seeing Haas and Ethan Doherty both scrambling back to clear off the line. I guess that's probably something that's actually now, a point for that defence now.
Absolutely. It's all about pride. you know, as a defender, that's your job. Yeah, we ask a lot from our defenders in setting up our attack, and you know, they have to be jack of all trades, there's no doubt, but primarily they're judged on how well they stop the other team from scoring goals. So to see that desperation was very, very pleasing.
Well, best of luck coming Friday, and obviously let's look to get those 3 points and again try and keep rolling on.
Thanks, Juddy. Appreciate it.
Cheers, Amy.
Cheers, mate.